So what does it really mean for a business to be responsible? It's a much bigger question than you might think. Because being successful in the long run, it's not just about following the rules. It's about a much deeper, much more important commitment to just doing the right thing.
I want you to think for a second about the last time you saw a company in the news for some kind of scandal. Now, ask yourself, was the thing they did actually illegal, or was it just, well, wrong? That blurry line between breaking the law and breaking trust is exactly what we're going to unpack today.
It really boils down to this key difference. See, legal compliance, that's the absolute bare minimum. It's the set of written rules you have to follow to stay out of trouble. But ethical responsibility, that's about what you should do. So, for example, a factory might be legally allowed to dump a certain amount of waste into a river. But is that the right thing to do for the community, for the planet? That's the real question, isn't it?
And that brings us to this idea of a company's conscience, which we call its business ethics. Think of it as the moral compass that guides every single decision they make, from how they treat their employees to the products they put on the shelf. It's all about navigating those daily right versus wrong choices.
So, you might be thinking, why even bother with ethics if it's not strictly required by law? Well, because it's probably one of the smartest business strategies out there. Having strong ethics builds a kind of trust you just can't buy. That trust creates an amazing reputation, which helps you attract the best employees and fiercely loyal customers. Plus, it's your best insurance against those massive legal and PR nightmares that can absolutely wreck a company.
All right, so let's dive into the first big area of responsibility, protecting your ideas and, just as importantly, honoring your promises. This is really the foundation of all trust in the business world.
At the heart of protecting ideas is something we call intellectual property, or IP. It's basically ownership over your creations. There are three main types you'll see. A trademark protects a brand's identity, its name and logo. A copyright protects original creative work, like a book or a song. And a patent? That protects a brand new invention or a unique process, making sure nobody can just come along and copy it.
And we see these protections literally everywhere. That iconic Nike swoosh, that's a trademark. You see it, you know exactly who it is. The book you're reading is covered by copyright. And all that incredible technology inside your smartphone is protected by tons of patents. Each one is a different tool for a different kind of idea. Now, business isn't just about ideas. It's also about promises. And the legal word for a promise is a contract. But for a contract to actually be legit and hold up, you need these 5 key ingredients. There has to be a clear offer, someone has to accept it, something of value, what lawyers call consideration, has to be exchanged, the whole deal has to be for a legal purpose, and everyone involved needs to be legally able to make that deal.
Okay, but a business's responsibility doesn't stop with its own ideas or deals. Let's turn inward and talk about the people who make it all happen, the team.
Every single person who works for a company has fundamental rights that are protected by law. This means being treated fairly, having a safe place to work, not having unreasonable expectations put on you, and being protected from any kind of discrimination. I want to be clear, these are not perks, they're the absolute baseline.
And of course, it's a two-way street. Employers have a core set of responsibilities too. Things like being super clear about what the job actually is, making sure the workplace is genuinely safe, and this one's a big one, paying people what they're owed, and paying them on time. It's all about building that foundation of mutual respect.
Now let's widen that circle of responsibility again. We've talked about the business and its team, so let's move on to the people it serves, its customers.
You know, there are all these laws designed to protect consumers, and they're there to keep the marketplace fair for everyone. This means making sure the products you buy are safe, that ads are telling the truth, and that companies actually stand behind their warranties. At the end of the day, it's about your right to get what you paid for, based on honest information.
And in our super digital world, this protection is a huge deal when it comes to our personal information. Laws like PPI-PETA are so important because they put you in the driver's seat. They force companies to get your permission before they use your data, to keep it secure, and to only collect what they actually need. It's all about protecting your digital self.
So we've covered a company's duty to itself, to its team, and to its customers. But what about its responsibility to, well, everyone else? Let's zoom out to the biggest picture of all, corporate social responsibility. This is what we call corporate social responsibility, or CSR for short. And it's this incredibly powerful idea that a business's job isn't just to make a profit, it's to be a positive force in the world.
That could mean anything from protecting the environment, to investing in local communities, to fighting for important social causes.
I absolutely love this quote from Paul Pullman, the former CEO of Unilever. It just perfectly captures this modern way of thinking. It totally reframes what a company is for. It's not just there to make money. It's there to actively make the world a better place.
So how does a company actually measure this kind of broader success? Well, one really cool framework is the triple bottom line. Instead of just looking at the final profit number, it looks at success in 3 key areas: its impact on people, its impact on the planet, and yes, its profit. It's a complete, holistic way of looking at what success really means.
And that brings this whole thing right back to us. Because after exploring all these layers of what a company should be doing, the final question isn't really for them. It's for us. How can we, with our choices and our wallets, support the businesses that are really trying to get this right? Thinking about that, well, that might be the most powerful thing any of us can do. Thanks for joining me.